No.
Okay.
What the f was that?
Going into the woods alone at night can be downright terrifying. But what if you stumble upon something or someone you'd rather not face? Tonight, we're uncovering 6 of the most spine-chilling encounters ever caught on camera. These stories will have you thinking twice before ever setting foot in the woods alone again. Let's jump straight into the first unsettling encounter. The first video tonight comes from Jamie Does Wild Bikepacking, a UK-based outdoor adventure channel focused on solo bikepacking, wild camping, survival skills, and immersive wilderness experiences. It is February 23rd, 2025, in rural Norfolk, United Kingdom, a misty woodland area with open viewpoints and almost no other campers nearby.
Nice cross under the tree as well. Oh, tits. Looks like I'll be trying to find somewhere else to camp then. So, I've changed spot. I've got a backup here, potentially a spot down here on Pedder's Way. If there's vans parked here, I'm gonna go fucking mental. No, there's no one here, but is it a spot? Jesus. Well, I'm fed up driving around the whole of bloody Norfolk, so I think I'm going to hammer tea here, and then I'll see what I think, and I'll potentially sleep here, or I'll go home. I tell you, it's nice to stop because I've done about 1,000,000,000 miles tonight. Right, I think I'm going to do an hour watch, and because I'm in charge of a motor vehicle, non-alco, no fun. Right, let's go in with an hour watch. I have a Northern Monk Stout, and that's a proper one, so I can enjoy that. Then I'm on to no fun, so I've got a Brewdog thing and a Brewdog thing, and I have got a Ghost Ship here, so that'll be a little bit more enjoyable. But again, that's a 0.5 jobby. It is getting bloody cold. I don't know what the hell's going on tonight. I can hear all sorts of weird singing going on in those woods.
Jamie settles into a quiet clearing after checking several potential camping spots. Inside his van, he prepares a simple meal, trying to relax as the cold mist thickens around the woodland. The forest is still, almost too still, with only faint natural sounds on the edge of hearing. As he eats and sorts his gear, unusual noises begin drifting through the trees, distant singing that doesn't match any wildlife. He listens closely, unsure if it's a person or something else, while the darkness and isolation slowly increase the tension.
I think I'm gonna cook my tea and f*** off.
The strange singing continues. It's dissonant, uneven, and far away, but clear enough to unsettle him. The emptiness of the forest makes each sound feel sharper, and he becomes increasingly aware of how alone he is.
I think I'm going to risk a little walk. I want to know what's going on in those woods, so I'm going to do the back of the van up. And make sure I've got my keys. I don't really want to be locking myself out. I really don't know whether this is a good idea, but perhaps I'll go over there when the light off. I've had a second thought. I don't know whether I really want to know what's going on in there. I think I'll go.
Jamie debates whether to investigate, but decides the risks outweigh the curiosity. The woods are too dark, the sound too unusual, and the situation too unpredictable to approach safely.
Just go out the van, have a piss. What the f*** is that? There's a light in the bloody...
A sudden light appears deep between the trees. It flickers, just once, and disappears. Jamie reacts instantly, startled and cautious, unsure whether it was a person, a torch, a vehicle far off, or something without a clear explanation. Jamie returns to the van, makes sure his gear is secured, and reflects on the experience. The combination of the strange singing, the unexpected light, and the heavy mist leaves him with an uneasy sense that the woods were much less empty than they seemed. The night becomes a reminder of how unpredictable and quietly unsettling solo van camping can be in remote atmospheric places. Some people chase thrills in the wild. Others watch them unfold safely from their screens. Which one are you? The explorer or the observer? The next horrifying video comes from Crazy Quaddy, a US-based outdoor and van camping channel focused on solo adventures, storm chasing, and simple outdoor cooking. It is July 25th, 2025 in the United States, Missouri River area, near the Nebraska-Iowa border.
And you might be able to hear the thunder behind me. There's already lightning. I'm about probably an hour and 20 minutes northwest of where I was at. But yeah, the storm is rolling in. It's getting dark already. Ooh, did you guys see that? This might turn into a good one. All right. Yeah, that was just kind of a creepy situation. In all reality, I don't know if I'm even going to start a fire at this point. We're probably going to get rained on here and
Crazy Quaddy arrives at a new campsite after leaving his first spot when someone parked too close. He sets up beside the river as dark storm clouds gather overhead. The air is humid and heavy, thick with cicada noise and moisture drifting in from the surrounding vegetation and cornfields. As distant thunder rolls across the river, he prepares the van for the incoming storm, adjusting windows for airflow and setting up a camera to capture lightning. The calm before the storm feels tense, shaped by isolation, low skies, and the growing pressure in the air.
There's some lighting. It's rolling in pretty good now. I'm still out here chilling by the fire, but it's non-stop at this point. It's probably hard to see because I got a light on me, but yeah, it's going to turn out to be a pretty good storm, I think. They're saying that there's like flooding possible and all of that. Ooh. But it's all kind of bent up in the clouds and not a whole lot of thunder right here. Just non-stop light show though. Wahaha. Just hoping for a big crack right there. But I'm enjoying this, man. It's cooling down a little bit, but I think the low tonight is still going to be 70 degrees. So once it starts raining, it's going to be warm in the van. Is what it is. It's always nice to catch a good storm. Ooh. The wind is coming up like crazy out there. Time to get in the old van. These doors.
The storm quickly intensifies. Lightning cracks across the river. Thunder rolls constantly, and wind gusts begin to push through the campsite. ProperScaryYT retreats into the van to stay dry, while still watching the lightning. The confined space adds a sense of immediacy to the moment, as the storm strengthens around him.
Just go ahead and get dinner going since I stood out there until it got dark. Well, just in the time of me changing my shirt, it started raining. Yeah, I was already getting wet inside. All right, so we're gonna try something, I guess a little bit different, but I've used this thing before. We're gonna use our sandwich maker. So we're gonna try to make a Canadian bacon pineapple pizza with our sandwich maker. I've got some pizza crust, pineapple, Canadian bacon, pizza sauce, and we're gonna throw some jalapenos, some jalaps on there also, just because I think that's gonna be tasty.
Rain begins hammering the van while he cooks Canadian bacon and pineapple pizza pockets in a sandwich maker. Insects appear inside. Rain leaks through the open windows, and he carefully balances ventilation with avoiding the downpour.
Everything out of the cooler. Need our battery box. Slam. And the only thing I'm not really sure about is the pizza crust and like how that's going to work out for us.
Wind gusts whip around the camp. Rain falls steadily outside as he stays sheltered, listening to the storm and watching flashes of lightning brighten the interior of the van.
I woke up at some point in the middle of the night and popped a couple of windows open. It helped a lot because it was pretty stuffy in here. But it's getting warm again already. Oh. It's a great storm though, man. There's a lot of lightning. Oh, man. I didn't even make it to the end of that movie, so I don't know how.
Later in the night, he wakes and checks the storm again. Thunder still rumbles, lightning continues in the distance, and he adjusts the windows for airflow before settling back inside.
See how she's looking. Grab my quap. Yeah, it's a little wet. You can probably see the water on the road right there. Yep, it's a little muddy, getting my shoes muddy. Probably should have stayed on the gravel. Shoes are soaked already. Tight. What's that? There's a sign over there that says river mileage 672.8. So I'm on the Missouri here. So it must be 672 miles to the beginning of the river. That would.
By morning, the storm has moved on. He walks to the riverbank to inspect the rising water, the muddy terrain, and the soaked vegetation. The humidity lingers heavily after the night of rain. The overnight storm turns a simple solo camping night into a dramatic and immersive experience. ProperScaryYT reflects on watching lightning from a van, cooking in tight quarters, and managing the unpredictable conditions of a summer storm on the Missouri River. The mix of isolation, weather, and raw natural tension leaves the night feeling both intense and memorable. Sorry to interrupt the video, but if you're enjoying it, please consider liking and subscribing to the channel. We're trying to hit 50,000 subscribers by the end of the year, and right now, 80% of viewers aren't subscribed. So if you're one of them, please consider hitting that subscribe button. It really means a lot. Your support helps us continue creating awesome, creepy videos. Now, let's get back to the video. The next chilling video comes from English Woodsman, a UK-based outdoor and wild camping channel focused on budget gear tests, solo overnighters, and supermarket camping experiments. It is May 24th, 2025 in the United Kingdom. Rural field and woodland edge. County unspecified.
Sleeping bag what is no good. And I didn't bring a puller, so I'm gonna have a stiff neck tomorrow. But I'm gonna get some sleep. So I'm trying to sleep, and I always like get a flash of light on the tent.
As darkness settles, Daniel finishes setting up his budget tent and stove near the woodland edge. The countryside grows silent, but faint movement in the trees catches his attention. Shadows seem to drift closer, and he becomes increasingly aware that someone, likely local teenagers, may be nearby. Keeping a low profile, he checks his surroundings carefully, sensing a presence just beyond the tree line. The tension grows as he prepares to test his gear, fully aware he is alone in a dimly lit field.
If you look back on the live stream that I did, I showed people a reaction of someone in the, the trees with a torch walking backwards and forwards. I don't know if it's someone who subscribed to my channel who may be local and he's trying to find out where I am, trying to scare me a little bit, but I've seen the light flash now over my tent area. So we're going to get out and have a little look, see if I can see the light. The problem is my battery is only on 16% still.
Daniel spots a flickering torchlight moving along the woodland edge. It stops, starts, and shifts direction. Behavior that feels intentional rather than accidental. He watches quietly, unsure whether someone is approaching.
Have a look. If I see the torch, I'm going to have to go over and ask him what his problem is, because I'm not having this all night at home. Now, if you don't believe this and you think I'm doing it for clickbait or something like that, you can check out the live stream. Quite close to the end, maybe. And there you can see what I go on about it there.
The light changes course and appears to follow his position. Daniel stays inside the tent, keeping the camera ready while remaining completely still. The feeling of being watched builds, turning a simple camp into something far more tense.
Who's seen my live stream? Who knows where I am? I need to come this way a little bit. See, lights there now. Got to be looking for me. Let's go back closer to camouflage now.
Deciding not to risk confrontation, Daniel stays within the safety of the tent and listens. No one comes closer, but the intermittent movements keep him alert through the night, unsure whether the torch belonged to harmless wanderers or someone scouting the area. By morning, Daniel reflects on how the budget setup held up fine. But the real challenge came from the human element. The torchlight incident reinforced the unpredictability of camping near woodland, where others may wander at night. He packs up with a renewed respect for awareness and caution, reminding viewers that even simple trips can turn unsettling when the darkness hides more than expected. We go into the wilderness ready to face animals, the cold, even the dark. But nothing chills us more than an unknown human presence. Silent, out of place, and far too close. The next shocking video of the night comes from Master Truck Driver, a US-based truck life, solo camping, and road adventure channel, documenting real overnight stops across remote countryside locations. It is September 13th, 2023, in the United States.
What? Fuck.
Inside the parked truck, the night begins quietly. He moves slowly around the cab, sounding tired as he adjusts gear, shifts seats, and talks briefly to viewers. A faint layer of music plays in the background, giving the scene a calm, familiar feel.
What is this?
A sudden, sharp impact hits the outside of the truck. The noise is loud enough to cut straight through the music. He freezes immediately, startled, scanning the windows for any sign of movement, but sees nothing.
One man see me. This house.
Moments of quiet pass before another series of noises comes from outside. He speaks with growing unease, admitting it sounds like someone might be moving around the truck. The isolation makes every sound more intense. More knocks hit the truck, louder this time, repeated and strangely deliberate. He turns toward each sound, increasingly tense, aware that something is circling the vehicle but still unseen. final burst of loud, clap-like bangs erupts against the truck. It is the most forceful and startling moment of the night, leaving him frozen in confusion. The noises are too direct to ignore, yet there is still no visible explanation outside. As the activity fades, he remains unsettled. He explains that he rarely experiences anything remotely paranormal during his truck life travels, but the deliberate knocks and the feeling of being watched made this night different. What should have been a routine countryside stop instead became one of the most unnerving overnight experiences he's had on the road. The unknown has a way of creeping into the corners of our reality. A sound with no source, a voice with no body. It's in those moments that fear becomes something much more real. The next video comes from Moxley's Paranormal World, a UK-based paranormal exploration channel specializing in solo overnight investigations in haunted forests and abandoned locations. The channel blends survival, exploration, and supernatural investigation, creating grounded but immersive nighttime experiences. It is November 27th, 2025, in the Wailing Woods, United Kingdom.
I want to go do an overnight solo wild camp in a forest that not many people dare to go.
Be wary of her.
Is there something demonic out here in this forest?
Run now.
I heard somebody, and I know it was.
The camper arrives at Wailing Woods late in the afternoon, planning a solo wild camp. He sets up his one-man tent, gathers firewood, and builds a small fire while making coffee. As he talks about the forest's reputation for shadow figures, whispering voices, moaning sounds, and reports of darker activity, the undergrowth rustles around him. With daylight fading and the isolation settling in, the atmosphere becomes tense, the kind of quiet where every noise feels amplified.
Somebody was shouting, screaming over this side. Something run past the back of the tent. So I've just took this picture here. Doesn't that look like somebody's running past? I'm not sleeping here tonight. I'm staying awake till morning. What the f***? Right, welcome back.
Shouting and fast movement burst from behind the tent. He freezes instantly, scanning the woods with his torch as leaves shift and branches snap. Unsure whether he's dealing with wildlife or something more unsettling, he whispers to the camera about the reports of footsteps and voices that others have heard in the same spot.
Yeah, look at that. In the middle of the woods. Fuck off. Is someone there? Right, granted, we're in the middle of the woods.
Tradition.
But I thought I seen the outline of somebody stood watching what I was doing. It could have just been a tree and the trick of my eye. But then when your heart skips a beat.
While circling the camp, he spots a dark shape among the trees. The outline appears motionless at first, then seems to shift slightly, as though watching him. He keeps the torch fixed on it, trying to determine whether it's just a tree or a figure. Each small sound pulls his nerves tighter as he backs toward the fire.
We're gonna have to go and have a look, aren't we? I'm not sleeping here tonight. I'm staying awake till morning. There is no chance. Did you hear that though? Did you hear that? What the f is going on? Right. There's some f there. Or something's there. Could it be the demon? Turn that light out. I'm looking for other torch lights.
He snaps a photo of the campsite. When he checks the image, something catches his attention. A shape running past the tent. He zooms in, describing the angle, the blur, and how out of place the figure looks. Every twig snap around him feels sharper now, increasing the sense that something has been circling the camp all night.
Torch lights. Other torch lights. Other torch lights. What the f? Did you hear that moan? Did you hear that moan? There's something here. I can feel it. This is not normal. This is...
A low, drawn-out moan echoes through the trees. It fades, then returns. He stops moving, listening as the sound wavers through the forest. Unsure whether it's wind, wildlife, or something else, he steps forward before quickly retreating, unsettled by how heavy and alive the woods feel.
Where I took the picture.
Be wary of her. Run now.
Run now. Right, so I'm literally just getting out of the tent. I heard somebody, and I know it was somebody. Somebody was shouting, screaming over this side. All I was doing, I was just playing with the spirit talker in the tent. It's going on 5 o'clock in the morning, so I don't know why there would be anybody out here now. 6. Be wary of her. I didn't hear that one. Run now.
He turns on the spirit talker. After a moment of silence, a message appears. Be wary of her. Run now. The camper reacts instantly, reading it aloud and scanning the darkness. With the forest already feeling on edge, the warning amplifies the tension, making him question whether something unseen has been watching from the tree line the entire night. The night in Wailing Woods leaves him uneasy. Between the shadowed shapes, the strange photograph, the moaning sounds, and the spirit talker's final message, the forest feels charged with unseen activity. No physical confrontation occurs, but the isolation and atmosphere make the experience deeply unsettling. As he packs up and prepares to leave, the reputation of Wailing Woods feels more justified than ever. Before the next clip, if you're enjoying the video, please consider liking and subscribing to the channel. We're trying to hit 50,000 subscribers by the end of the year, and right now, 80% of viewers aren't subscribed. So if you're one of them, please consider hitting that subscribe button. It really means a lot. Your support helps us continue creating awesome, creepy videos. Now, let's get back to the video. The last video of the night comes from Chris Baird, a US-based outdoor explorer and paranormal enthusiast. His channel focuses on haunted locations, abandoned buildings, and remote forest camping, often involving overnight stays in eerie, isolated areas. His videos blend paranormal investigation with real-time wilderness survival, capturing strange sounds, shadowy figures, and EVP-style moments. It is August 24th, 2024, in the United States.
What's gonna happen if I go forward like you just told me to? Once again, you guys, I'm camping out at one of the most haunted forests in America. I'm all alone out here. There is no one to save me. I don't have a vehicle. I think there's somebody in my camps. Listen.
This forest has claimed the lives of many
swear to God, there's a car in my campsite. I'm hiding in the woods right now with my lights off. Can you please get down here?
Chris sets up his campsite in a dense patch of woodland. The forest is quiet apart from distant rustling and the occasional bird call. He checks his torch, audio recorder, and camp setup as mist drifts slowly between the trees. The light fades quickly, and the deepening shadows create a growing sense of isolation.
Everybody, so today is a day of redemption. I'm gonna be solo camping once again at the campsite that I was at in my last video. You guys saw me leave in the middle of the night because of all the craziness that happened, but today I was just dropped off by Jazz behind me in his camper van.
As darkness settles in, faint footsteps and the soft crunch of undergrowth sound behind the tent. At first he assumes it's wildlife, but the steps repeat and draw closer. He scans the tree line with his torch, catching small movements just out of reach. Each twig snap tightens the atmosphere.
They did. Okay, I could hear them coming. They pulled into that spot right there. They literally pulled in right there. And I stood here just so they could like be on my line of sight, just because I didn't know if they were gonna hang out there, or they want to come to the water. I don't know. Again, I'm not like worried about people. This is state lands. People are gonna come out, but this is just for documentation purposes. Yeah, service is not existing. I tried calling Jazz, let him know, but nothing. So yeah, I'm literally just changing my shoes right now. Got my boots on, getting the campsite organized a little bit.
While checking the perimeter, a pale shadow slips through the trees, fast, indistinct, and unnervingly silent. Chris freezes as it disappears as quickly as it appeared. The usual night ambience seems to fade, replaced by a sharp sense of being watched.
At one point, came out here, he launched his boat in the water. It's probably a small boat. Launched his boat in the water, and he ended up jumping in the water and taking his own life because he found out that he had a disease, an illness, and he did not want his family to have to live with that and have to watch him go through that. Very sad. Not using names. I did ask questions about it in the spirit box and with EVPs last time. Maybe that was wrong, but at least you guys kind of, I'm trying to be as respectful as I can because someone did pass away out here. Just something to take note of. Again, it might not be anything big or a big deal, but you just know.
The footsteps return, circling the camp. Faint whispers drift through the leaves, impossible to decipher. Switching to night vision, he pans the woods and catches flashes of glowing eyes in the undergrowth. Whatever is there feels deliberate in its movements.
I don't know, you gotta reflect sometimes. You gotta just be thankful, appreciate, just appreciate everything you have. Be grateful for, whether or not you can walk or whether or not you have legs, just the fact that you can breathe, whether that's by a machine helping you or not, just to be here and to exist on this planet right now. I feel pretty lucky, pretty blessed. Call it what you want. You're gonna have good days, you're gonna have bad days, but I just try to make the most of every situation. Definitely a lot of blessings in my life and dream job, amazing supporters like you guys.
He edges back toward his tent. A sudden movement in the corner of the night vision frame makes him stumble. The eyes vanish again, replaced by shifting shadows that seem to move with intention. He whispers into his recorder, describing the presence and the tension closing in around him.
When I open this, you're gonna be like, this isn't the biggest tent, and I'm aware. But for what this is, and the way I'm able to conceal this thing, super nice. Comes with stakes. Keep her planted, but you just take this out right here. And then you just switch these around. So there we go, ladies and gentlemen. That's her. It's not the biggest tent, but I will be able to just lay out. It'll be just enough room for me to lay out like I need to. Like I said, the whole convenience of being able to fold it up in that little circle like that, clip it in my backpack, and not have to worry about.
Another twig snaps, louder, closer, directly behind him. He spins, catching only a blur before it disappears into the darkness. The woods feel charged with anticipation. He retreats into the tent, breathing hard as the forest falls silent once more. Chris reviews the night vision and audio later, pointing out the fleeting shapes, shadows, and unexplained eyes that tracked him through the night. The experience reinforces how unpredictable and unnerving remote woodland camping can be, especially when something unseen lingers just beyond the light. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed these 6 spine-tingling encounters, be sure to like the video and subscribe for more chilling and terrifying videos. There's always another mystery waiting to be uncovered, and you won't want to miss what's next. Stay tuned, and we'll see you in the next video.